Yo, 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 what it do? It's your boy FDE Rain.
Digi Boy Beats.
And this is Beat Boyz TV, where we take the artists, the producers, and the DJs all on one platform, and we get this thing we call networking cracking. Yo, what's good, Digi? How you feeling today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Blessed, brother. I can't complain, man. So, we're here for another one, man. Another one,
brother. Another one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I always say we got a special guest, but me, I'm like really fond of this person because he's a brother my age producing music for us. You know what I'm saying? He flips samples like I ain't never seen a sample flipped in FL before, you know. When I tell you this man has talent, he done went from FL Studio to just now learning how to work the MPC. He wants to be a jack of all trades, y'all. He's from Alaska, bro. He's from Alaska, but he's currently out of ATL. Y'all give it up for my brother, our brother, Keez Open Doors.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, man, what's good, brother? How you feeling?
What's going on, man? Appreciate y'all having me on this show, man, for real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Keez, man, here at Beat Boyz TV, we like to always bring out the producers, the DJs, the artists, really any music creative, and let them get a chance to tell their story and get a background, and let the people get a chance to see what they're working with. So, you know, I done did my research. Digi might have did his research, but for people who haven't or people who don't know you, why don't you let everybody know who is Keez Open Doors?
Man, Keez Open Doors. I am a human being, you know what I'm saying? A man, a black man from Alaska who is a creator. I like to say creator because I think that it encompasses all things as opposed to just, you know, kind of box it in as a producer or artist or whatever. And I think that it can stop there. I just like to create and be creative in whatever aspect that looks like. And I think that's kind of my purpose here as far as I've seen so far.
I know this right, brother, man. So, as far as being a creative, like, so is it more than just producing? Is it more than just producing we're doing?
Yeah, I actually didn't even start as a producer. I started as a rapper and an artist, or I'd say like a songwriter. You know, like I actually started writing like poems and stuff. Like it gets the bag is deep if you really want to go down the rabbit hole. But I feel like to sum it, I would just say like I started as a rapper. I started making beats because I wanted to not have to look for producers. I feel like every rapper kind of gets to that point. And then at a certain point, I needed to record myself because I wanted to be able to not have to go to the studio all the time. So I learned how to engineer. Yeah. And then at a certain point, I got kind of tired of doing all of those things. I started DJing. And then now I'm just like that's why I say it's just creative at the end of the day, because now I kind of just do whatever needs to be done. But producing is definitely where my content has been focused around, so, especially as a late.
Okay, so where did the Open Doors come from?
Keez Open Doors. The name has always kind of been Keys, like what's the word? Like involved, like having keys involved in it somehow. And I don't really know what caused me to do like the open doors. I know that when I don't know why I did that. Like, there's no like real deeper meaning to it. But the DJ, when I started DJing, like my DJ journey, I was like, I don't want to go by any of the names that I did before. So I was like, let me do something that's, you know, still involving keys, but like, you know, like a spinoff or whatever. So I don't know, it kind of just roll off the tongue, I guess, like Keez Open Doors stuff.
It's crazy because I was telling sis who was having on today. She was like, "Oh, that kind of sound like a foundation."
Yeah, and that's the thing. I actually like that though, because like I do want to do more with the brand of, you know, Keez Open Doors, just outside of just like being a producer. I feel like, you know, that's the thing now, is just like to have a brand as a producer, right? So I feel like, yeah, it's definitely at a certain point, if I can turn that into more things, you know, the name gives it space to be able to do that. So
sure.
Keeping that in mind.
For sure. So, with Keez being always like affiliated with the name You Must Can Play, did you like take like classes when you was older, when you was younger and stuff?
Yeah, I did. I did do like piano lessons and stuff when I was younger, and I also played drums in church too. I kind of grew up just going to church, being in choir, things like that. So instruments was always a part of my upbringing. And then as I got older, I kind of started getting into more things like, I'd just say distractions. Honestly, I feel like that's one of my biggest regrets. If I don't like to say that, but like if I do have one, I say the only thing is I regret stopping taking lessons or taking the piano that seriously, because I didn't know how much I could apply that now as a producer, you know what I mean? So, right. But yeah, I feel like, we'll definitely try to get back to focusing on that at some point soon, because it can't be Keez and not play Keez for real, you know?
Right.
But I do play a little bit though, like if you've seen like, not you, but like, people have seen like my videos and stuff, like I'll play, but I'm not a player. There are definitely people that can play better than me though.
Heard. So when exactly did you start taking music serious?
I would say I started rapping in 2007. So yeah, I guess then, but I was playing music before that, but I'm just talking about like in terms of when I knew I was gonna do this for real, it was probably about that age, like probably 13 or so.
Okay. Cool. So I got a clip pulled up. This is one of the first. I don't know if it's the first one, but it was definitely the first one that was on your YouTube channel. The first short.
Okay, yeah.
Channel. So I'm gonna play this. We go see what he was talking about when he wanted to start his little YouTube journey, y'all.
Yes, sir.
I turned into a real big YouTube journey.
It's been a journey, that's for sure. It's been a journey.
I ain't gonna lie, that's all I need. That's all she wrote. I usually don't use the fine samples, but find some samples. My shit just crashed.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn!
A few moments later.
Oh my God, that's easy.
That video's so funny, bro, for a lot of reasons.
Let's talk about it. Go ahead.
Well, the first thing, like, I just did a video recently, because I started making YouTube videos in September last year, and that was like, I think that was probably one of the first ones that you said. So yeah, it was just like it was funny. I did this video this year, and I was kind of just talking about like content ideas for producers to use and stuff. And I think I pulled that video up, or it was one around that same time. And I was just talking about how like there was no mic that I used, like there wasn't no like lighting for real. Like you could just look at the video and tell that it was like, I just was trying to figure it out. And I like that, because it's like there's another video around that same time, like the same week basically, where I had sampled this Indian like this song from India or whatever, and this video blew up on Instagram like that. It got like 1 million views, and I was like, yo, that's so crazy. Like, it don't even matter what equipment you have, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have. And so when I look back at that video, I'm like, I know what I know now, and I have, the lighting, camera, all the stuff that's like, I could go back to just using my phone and still figure this out. You know what I'm saying? So I be thinking about that sometimes, and it obviously, like, the FL crashing and things like that. Like, everybody can relate to that. So, but yeah, man, it's cool looking back on the even though that was only a year ago. It's like, yeah, it's great. Right. I say September 25. I meant 24. I meant 2024.
But even with that being like Okay, so 2 years ago, like okay, a year and a half ago. You know what I mean? Even with that being said, bro, you got a lot of content up.
Man, I'm not joking, man. I tried to post I probably didn't post every day, and if I missed a day, I probably post like twice the next day or something like that. I was like, yeah, I definitely started doing and I've seen doing this has taught me like in life for real, like you really can do anything. It's not about you can do anything you can put your mind to. Is you can do anything that you do every day. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I seen this happen. I'm like, oh, I get it now. Yeah.
I know that's right. So let's talk about early stages. What was the first DAW gear you ever learned?
The first DAW I ever learned was FL for sure. Back when I was before I knew how to make beats, one of my real close friends, he started making beats on FL Studio, and that was the first time I ever even like seen anything like that for real. And then I think that was maybe 2006, and then in 2010 is when I started like actually focusing on like making my own beats and stuff. And so that was FL was not easy for me to learn. I know he's kind of talking about like pre-production, but yeah, it wasn't the easiest thing at first, but once I got it, now that I look at other DAWs, I'm like, oh, I don't see how y'all do it. But yeah, definitely shout outs to FL, man, life changing for sure. So early producer and artist influences. So who was you listening to, banging in your headphones, going to school, kicking it with the guys? Man, I would say, okay, I'm gonna split it up a little bit. I'm gonna say the elementary school, it's gonna sound funny, but it's true though, because elementary school is where my hip hop journey like really started, 2003. And I just feel like the music I was listening to during that time is what really shaped me. I listened to music a lot in high school. Like I was able to dig, and things had just changed, like the internet, obviously. So, but like I feel like that what they call that timeline between like 2003 to like 2009. I would say it's like so 50, right? We got G Unit, we got Timbo, right? Just off the top of my head, I'm like, we got Timbaland, we got all of my Southern influences, DJ Toon, we got Jeezy, T.I., you know what I'm saying? Like Gucci, like I was heavy into Southern hip hop, and still am to this day, but like heavily into Southern hip hop. So like pretty much anything around that time that was popping, like from the white tee movement to like the futuristic swag, like all of that is like I feel like I encompass a little bit of all that. So yeah, it's kind of hard to narrow it down, but I would definitely say like those early like G Unit days, I feel like that's kind of where I get like my, I don't know, like the harder drums, the sample type, feel from, and then it's like, and it's funny too, because it's like, I was one of those kids, when I got to college is when I started doing like my, going backwards. So then, you know what I'm saying? I'm like 19 hearing like Mobb Deep drop a gem on them for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I didn't really have hip hop growing up in my house for real. Like that's why I said my journey started in 2003, because I kind of found it on my own, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, it's real funny, like how I got to knowing the things that I do know, because nobody really taught me. I kind of just went and found stuff, you know what I mean?
Right. Because like in my household, it was more a lot of R&B. It wasn't really like a lot of hip hop, unless I go over to like my cousin's house. I go to my cousin's house, chill, my uncle playing Tupac, Snoop Dogg, you know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of West Coast music, a whole bunch of Ice Cube, like everything West Coast. So that's what I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? I
feel you. Like my household, like growing up, bro, it was like I grew up with my mom, and I would go see my dad in the summers, right? And so my dad lived in Mississippi and all my family, Mississippi, Georgia. So like, my mom's originally from Georgia. So it's like, I'd come down to the South for the summer and I'd be in Alaska for the majority or, the rest of the year, right? So it's like, bro, I come down here and I kind of like what you say, like, you go to your family house or whatever. I come down here, I go to my cousin's house. He got the cash money. He got, like all the rap-a-lot stuff, like just all like I said, the Southern hip hop that was kind of popping at that time. And then I go back home, it's like my mom's in the house playing gospel, playing jazz, playing, and my dad played a lot of that too, but it was like I said, I feel like I had more exposure kind of like to just finding different stuff. Because if you think about it too, at that time, it was like the songs it was still at that point where it's like the songs you hearing or the songs on the radio. That's kind of all you were exposed to, right? So it's like, I would go down to the South and hear songs that are popping at the time, and I go back home, I'm not hearing that song for another 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, you really had to be like up on it if you was up on it, or else you kind of just waited until it came to you. So, yeah, it's funny, bro. That's a trip. This is a trip kind of thinking about it going back.
Yo, what it do? It's your boy FDE Rain from over at Beat Boyz TV, and I'm here to let you know we're starting season 3 of Beat Boyz TV LLC networking podcast, and we need you to go ahead and fill this app out and be a guest on our show. If you're an artist, producer, or a DJ, or really any music creative, this is the show for you. This is the podcast, this is the platform to let everyone know what you got working with. So if this is something you're interested in, make sure that you go ahead and tap the link. Go ahead and tap the link, bro. Fill out the application and we'll get you on our show, man. Booking starts now, and me and Digi would love to have you. Go ahead, bro. Fill the link out. Sis, go ahead. Fill the link out. Season 3 starts now.
So when did you realize you could monetize the music?
Probably, I was real young, man, honestly, because when I started rapping, I was 13. And I was always the youngest person in my circles, like all of my friends, like my sister is 5 years older than me, and it's only us two. So it's like, you have all of her friends, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I kind of grew up around like in that type of environment, just being around older people. And so, my man was already rapping at the time and was kind of like popping a little bit, like, just like at school, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like seeing him be able to go to school and sell CDs, you know what I'm saying? Just like off the, or battle. I seen my man battle kids for money. Like, we came from that. So it's like, I definitely knew back then, like, we could get some money off this for sure. It may not be, we're in Alaska, so it's not gonna be like life-changing yet, but I feel like we could do something though, So yeah, I definitely seen that. And then I think with beats, it kind of happened as I started. It was kind of around the type beat era, like the launch of the type beat era. So like, I didn't start the type beats during that time, but I started selling beats during that time because there was people looking for beats. Like, people go on looking for type beats, and then you can just find rappers in the area, or message people, whatever. So I think it was like that as well. But then there's like a whole other story of like, and during my rap era, like the early rap era, where it's like I started a collective and we started like doing shows and hosting parties and making merch, and it was like, bro, we was doing all of this at 16, 17, 18. So yeah, I was always of the mindset that like, oh, we can make some money. Like I said, I just felt like it needed to get out of Alaska for it to really like blow for real, you know what I mean?
But that's dope for you to be 16 and like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe the environment different in Alaska. You know what I'm saying? Your upbringing could have been different from mine. 16 years old, my mindset wasn't do this with the music. I was more I gotta be in these streets to get this money. Where you was like, okay, I'm gonna make this music and make some money while I do this music.
Yeah. Smart. Yeah, I wonder. This I don't because if this was a conversation between us two, I just start asking you more questions about you. I know it's like we supposed to, but I'm curious though, because I'll just speak to that point. I'll just say like, I definitely grew up being able to focus on what I wanted to focus on, and I'm thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I didn't take that for granted. I always just tried to like, I tried to stay out the way for the most part. I ain't gonna lie. I tried to stay on, like, I'm gonna be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, this in my head. Like, I just always had it in my head. So yeah.
No, bro, that's dope that you had this mindset. You had a plan and you stuck to it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's the most important part, because people, us as people in general, we make plans. We like, okay, we're gonna do this, but we never fully succeed. Like, try to make them plans happen.
Yeah.
For sure, bro. And it takes a real strong person to be able to do that, for real, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. You know what I'm
easier
saying?
said than done.
Yeah.
So, all right, Keez, we got another clip we finna pull up.
Let's
run it. Let's see what we got going on.
This is one of the reasons I'll never stop collaborating, bro. Sent this sample right here to the homie Iconic. Now, this is what he sent me back. Immediately, I heard like a West Coast bounce.
That's hard. Yeah, that's hard.
That's hard. hard.
I can't lie. One of my favorite beats. I got a song I recorded to that. That's so crazy too. It just go again. I like that too. Shout out to Iconic too.
Yeah, bro, and then when he sent it back to you, it sounded completely different. I was like, is that the same set? Ooh.
It's crazy, man. He's all the way in, hold on, bro's in Africa somewhere. I forget exactly where. That's crazy though, man. The internet really, like that's why I feel like I'll never stop collaborating, bro, because like the internet has made it so that, like, if all I gotta do is send something to somebody and I can potentially get 25% of a placed record just by emailing my idea, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That was never a thing. That was never a thing before.
It was never a thing. It was never a thing. Like, the internet has opened so many doors. I could never be like, okay, bro, like 8 times out of 10, I'm not gonna be in Atlanta. I'm walking down the street and not just so happen to see Keez walking down the street at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
I was like, bro, come get on the pod with me. You know what I'm saying? Nope, internet.
There you go.
And
for real, man.
He didn't have to do nothing but pull up to his own studio.
That part. And like you said, it's like, right, you send somebody an idea, you never know what they're gonna do with it. Like, you know, so when I got that back, I was like, wow, I had to. You don't always get ideas back and feel like you need to do something, but that called for what it called for.
For sure. All right. So when did you start blending that Detroit sound, Memphis hip hop with the and piano style? When did that start coming about?
Man, so yeah, like when I first started making beats, I was mostly making beats for me to rap on, and it took me a long time to realize that I was only making beats that like I like to rap on. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, I was like, you know, like I said, from let's say from 2010 to 2019, let's say, that was my focus basically. And I was just making stuff. I hadn't really like set my mind on like a lane or anything like that. And then during the pandemic, I was okay, so like I had already been doing like the type beats a little bit, but I don't know if y'all were on YouTube heavy during that time. I feel like everybody was because there's nothing to do. But like, yeah, the producer grind morning shows.
I used to watch.
I used to wake up every morning.
Bro, me too. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I used to watch that every morning, bro. Like I'm not, and so I'm like giving a lot of backstory. But anyways, I'm watching Producer Grind Morning Show and I'm posting my beats on BeatStars, right? Because I'm like just trying to figure out basically like how people is doing what they're doing. And as I'm hearing on here, like, okay, y'all really got to niche down, right? So then I'm like, and that's been the hardest thing for me, like, even at this point, and we can get to that later, but just like, niching down is really hard for me because I like to make so many type of beats, you know what I mean? So it's like, but I know that like, that's what you got to do, right? So I started making Detroit beats because I had this one Detroit beat that blew up on BeatStars. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to start locking in on this only, right? So I started making those, and I probably made those I probably started, like, I try to treat that as my main focus from probably 2020 to like 22 or 23 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I still make stuff, like other stuff in between. I just try to post that mainly.
Right.
And then I was living in Seattle around that time. And in 2022, I moved to New York. And when I moved to New York, and mind you, I started DJing right before I moved. So I moved to New York, and I'm outside, like, hearing the music that they playing out there. They're playing the Amapiano, they playing heavy Afro beats, they're playing, like, pretty much everything that's not hip-hop. You're going to hear it outside over there. You're going to hear house music, you're going to hear dance music, pop music. You're going to hear every single version of your favorite song that's not the hip-hop version. So I'm, like, hearing this Amapiano stuff for the first time. I'm like, yo, this kind of a vibe. Like, and then all the DJs I'm cool with, that's what they're playing. So, but they're playing edits though. So y'all, I don't know if y'all be on TikTok, y'all hear like people do like Amapiano edit of like Beyonce record or something. Like
that. Yeah.
That's how I started getting into Amapiano music, was doing edits. I started making edits of songs for my DJ homies to play, and this is how I started getting into like sample making a little bit, because I don't know how I started realizing it this late in my career, but I was like, oh, I could just strip down everything and like, this is a beat by itself. So then I started, posting Amapiano beats here and there and things like that. But yeah, that's kind of how that happened. I just like to let things find me, and if it calls for me to do it, then I'll try to do it. You know what I'm saying?
So when you cook up, do you cook up with more of like going in there knowing what you're gonna cook up, the intention of it, or is it more of like a vibe thing?
Lately, it's been more intentional. I've kind of narrowed my niches down a little bit. Like, I feel like I have like 3 to 4 bags that I'm like, like I said, I know that I could try to make whatever and it will probably be there, but I try to stick to like Memphis type beats. I try to stick to Memphis type beats, the newer Detroit sounds, so like the V's or like Babyface Ray, that kind of sound. The sample bass, like the hip hop sound, which I'll never let go. Like, I don't care what happens. I'm never gonna stop making boom bap beats ever. I'm never gonna stop sampling. I'm never gonna stop doing that, because that's where it starts. And then I feel like, bro, what? Come on, I feel like, and we can get to this later too. But it's funny because speaking of niching, I posted my MPC video the other day on YouTube, the long form. It's the most viewed video I've ever had. So I'm like, I feel like the answer is to really start sampling more, but whatever. But yeah, I got Memphis, the V's Detroit sound, the sample joints, and then I got like trap, I guess. Like like the southern part of me. It's like I can't escape making trap beats. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I try to be intentional though. Like I just try to make one of those 4. I'm like, if I make something, one of those 4, then I'll be all right.
So what makes the type beats you make sound different than everybody else when they make the type beats?
Man, this is a really good question, man. This is a really good question. I'm gonna tell you the truth. The truth is, my best type beats don't sound no different from nobody else. That's the truth. That's the honest truth. But what I want to say is that for the my beats, like what make my beats different, not my type beats, just my beats, I feel like is the fine line between overproducing and just enough space for the artist. That's what I say. Because I just now got to that point this year. I had this epiphany, like, and maybe it was like at the end of last year where I was just like, yo, dog, I've been overproducing for like 20 years. I didn't even know. It's so sad. I was just now, there are some beats here and there where I was like, oh, I get why this feels so good, or it feels like the pocket's right there because there's basically nothing on it. And so, yeah, now I'm at the point where like, I'm trying to dumb down my beats, for lack of a better way to put it. Like, I'm trying to do the most with as little as possible. And that's why MPC has been helping me a lot too, because it's like, there's less decision making. It's just like, by the time you lay your drums, you're just thinking bass line. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, all right, it sounds good or it sounds kind of simple, and then just move on to the next.
Once you get into that workflow, you just go keep moving and moving and moving.
Yeah. When I'm on a dial, bro, I'm thinking like, I can't stop thinking of things to add. When I'm on an EP, I'm like, once I get to this point, this is hard. It's done.
And that'd be I think that's my main problem with production. I'll get to a beat, they be like, no, bro, it sounds good the way it is. I'm like, nah, I need something else on there. Like, I can add a lead to this, I can add a vocal chop, I can add something to make it bring out everybody. No, leave it alone. Please leave it alone.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I feel like it's nice having either people around who are vocalists or being somebody who like writes songs or whatever. Just having the idea of like what the song would sound like will always give you the borderline of like where to stop producing, at least for that time. You know, you can always come back and add more. But yeah, but man, it also depends on the genre, man. These rappers now, they just want simple beats. You know what I'm saying? I got this one clip I talk about that. Y'all don't want the rappers, your favorite rapper, you don't want him to rap on different beats. You want him to rap on the type beats. You know what I'm saying? If he raps on the beats that he like, he's gonna drop an album and it's gonna go double aluminum. And then you're gonna be like, yeah, he fell off. Like,
right.
It's not fair, bro.
I think you had like a series going on, if I'm not mistaken. I think I was just looking at it. You had a series going on making beats that people wouldn't rap on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of like, I've been trying to figure out a way to kind of like, but yeah, I'm just like, you know, and that be the thing. It's like some of those beats be the ones where you're like, these are my favorite, or this kind of feels like my sound, but.
Artists, producers, and DJs. Music Review Saturdays is back on Beat Boyz TV. Go ahead and tap that link or scan the QR code. Submit up to 2 songs, MP3 format. Sign the consent to play form, and that's it. That's it, y'all. Go ahead and get your music played live every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
How do you decide what type of sound you're gonna put into your kits?
Difficult, I'll say, for me. Like, I'm gonna put out a drum kit for a number of reasons, but the biggest reason is because I don't really like sound designing, so I don't feel like there's anything that I can do that hasn't already been done. So I never like felt like putting out drum kits, but then like I know like myself as a musician, I do things that at least when I hear it, it's like it sounds unique to me. Like I can hear my sample and be like, oh, that sounds like my sample, whatever. So I started just putting out more samples or like sample kits, whatever. And I guess the answer to that, like sound-wise, what I try to do is just, you know, when I first started, I was like, I'm gonna drop this kit, because I had taken this trip to India. I'm like, I'm gonna drop this kit with like the hardest Indian, Asian inspired samples, and I dropped it, and like, I realized like, oh, you can't really do that, because even if I use that and I use it this type of way to like make a West Coast beat or make a trap beat or make a sample hip hop beat, whatever, boom bap beat, it's like the producer community or the average producer, I'll say, is looking for like what they're looking for. They're not looking for like obscure stuff. Not anymore, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it depends on who it is. And I have producers who tapped into that kit and they really like it. But the kit that's done the best for me is like the Detroit just the loop kit, you know what I'm saying? Not even like having the stems or anything extra. So yeah, I guess it's like, so I slowed down on the kits a lot because I'm like, I gotta figure out like what I really want to do to like, I don't want to just put out kits just to say I'm doing it. But you know, I try to choose, I like to choose sounds that are unique, like the Universal Keez kit. But I feel like if I want it to do well, I kind of have to choose sounds that are more mainstream, for lack of a better way to put it. You know, like you gotta give people what they want. I don't know.
I mean, especially if they're asking for it. You know what I'm saying? If you got demand for Detroit type beats, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the beat you push out the most.
Exactly. Yeah.
If it makes sense, it makes sense. All right. Well, it's time for another Keez clip. Y'all ready? Yeah. Run it.
If you're struggling to make melodies from scratch and turn them into really dope samples, just lock in with me for a second. I'm about to show you how. To start, we're gonna use a piano. Start on your root note, go 3 notes up, go 4 notes up, go 5 notes up, take your root note, drop it down. Then using the same method, we're gonna make another chord, add some filler notes, and you got this. Put those same chords on some strings. Now we need authentic sounding drums, so I went into Addictive Drums and used the modern jazz sticks to set a hat pattern. I went into Splice and I grabbed a saxophone riff that sounds like this.
Little vintage vibes.
That's actually cool. That's actually cool that you know how to put the stuff in the certain chords, because I be having to just feel that and hear it, and once I hear it, I just play it in.
Yeah, it's definitely like on FL when you're clicking it in or punching in the keys. Like, man, I remember for a long time, I feel like writing that music or punching it in is just as hard for somebody who can't do it to go on the keys and do it. I feel like it's equally as impressive, I guess I'll say, because that piano roll confuses a lot of people, but there's a lot of people who speak that fluently. Like, there's people who just you know what I'm saying, just speak MIDI. Like, that's crazy to me. And then there's
people who just write it out in like seconds. Yep. I'd be like, oh my God, slow down.
Once you learn that MIDI, it's crazy.
For sure.
So when did you start selling beat packs versus just selling beats?
What do you mean, like sample packs? Like
sample packs. So when did you start going from packs instead of just beats?
Okay, bet, yeah. Man, probably. Oh yeah, no, I'm not even gonna lie. I know exactly. It was so I started. I was September 2024. I know that for a fact because it was September 1st that I posted my first YouTube video. I just always remember that. And my first, so I'm gonna use this interview to say, because I kind of said it before, but I want to make it a point because I feel like other producers be scared to say this. So when I started my content journey, I completely modeled my entire content model off of Infinite. I'm not lying to you. I think that more people should admit that they copy people, and more people should copy people. Like, if you go back and look at my old videos, you probably can't tell for real, but you probably can if you look for the hooks that I use, you know what I'm saying, or things like that. So I'm looking at what Infinite does from pretty much top to bottom, videos, packs, things like that. That's how I decided I'm not gonna do drums, because if I'm doing drums, look who I'm competing with. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make harder drums than this guy. Like, you know, I know that if I make samples, I can make samples that compete with him because my samples are different. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I'm like, okay, if I want to make stuff as a producer outside of content, obviously people are gonna want to use your stuff. And I'm just tapping into the samples because, you know, I like what I do as a musician, like as a player. You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, just I know that melodies be the things that people kind of struggle with too. So yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna focus on samples, and you know, I think that ultimately too, like making samples has helped me sell beats, kind of. You know what I mean?
Right.
So why Dumb Road and BeatStars?
You know what, man? It's not no real, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even rock with these guys for like,
No.
I don't got no paperwork with them, man. Like, nah, but I'll keep it a buck, like, cause I'm gonna shout this person out too. There's this producer named Jerry from he produced like a lot of Detroit records, and he has a site of just like basically like when you go on his site, it's just different waveforms, and you just click and you can preview it, and then you basically just buy it that way. And I'm like, yo, honestly, like I'm at the point where I'm probably making enough money from BeatStars to like pay my yearly joint, and then like maybe make like some dollars here and there. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact that BeatStars is, well, I shouldn't say I know for a fact, I don't know for a fact, but I feel like they're doing the same thing that Instagram is doing, in the sense where it's like you gotta pay to play. You know what I'm saying? And I've never really been a fan of pay to play, just even from like my rapper days. Like I'm against like rappers paying for
shows. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like all of that is like I know too much to do that. So I'm not saying that it's you know, you shouldn't use it or whatever, but yeah, I definitely don't like have a specific reason I use BeatStars. It's just the most accessible, it seems like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm so close to just being like, bro, I'm about to go out the trunk. If y'all want beats, man, DM me, Cash App, Zelle, you know what I'm saying? All that. I'm about to back to it.
I personally started my producer journey, like in all seriousness, last year around the end of January. The first thing I did was bought a BeatStar. You know, so I already had a couple people buying beats. Everybody, you want BeatStar? Did not sell one beat on BeatStar all year. I just got my yearly renew thing like a couple weeks ago. I was like, yeah, should we do it, or should we just continue to sell these beat, you know what I'm saying, these beat packs for $5 for however many, and just do hand to hand? You know what I mean? Because it's working.
Man, this is how I see it, to be honest with you. I feel like in the next 10 years, this is my prediction. This is my prediction. In the next 10 years, see, this is why I admire what y'all are doing right now, because this is what it's gonna look like for producers to make money for it. It's not, I'm not gonna say you're not, because I want that to happen. I think that it can still always be like, producers should be able to make money off their music. I think that the future of producers making money in music is gonna be through media. I think that media is gonna be I feel like in the next like 10 to 15 years, we're gonna be having like producer reality shows on like Netflix or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 10 producers in a house, like people fighting and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's gonna be like that level of like, or podcasts, right? Where it's just like podcasts getting
crazy.
Telling you, bro. So I'm saying all that to say, like, you know, I feel like yeah. I feel like it's definitely getting to that point where, wait, what was the question that you asked me?
I don't know, bro.
I was responding to something. I figured I was saying, but yeah, I feel like ultimately, like the producer, I want producers to make money in music, but I think that media is gonna be the way it happens, and so y'all can do with that information what you will.
Yeah, we was talking about why you chose BeatStars to sell your beats. That's what it was.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say is that in the next 10 years for producers, I feel like the landscape is gonna look like direct to consumer, as direct to consumer as you can get. And I think that that's going to be the case for like everybody, bro. Like honestly, and then I feel like the people outside of that who aren't like making beats, but they're still producers. Like they're not selling beats, but they're still producers. It's gonna look like y'all, where it's like you're in media or you're doing something in production that's not like necessarily making beats. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, producers, go get your money, man. It may not be necessarily sitting down at the DAW all day, but you can still make beats when you get home.
You definitely better get your home. You better get you a networking podcast, or you can just come over here and talk to me, y'all. Come over here and talk to me and Digi. You come over here and talk to me and Digi. We're gonna get everybody to hear your music. It's okay. Somebody gonna listen to you. For sure. So, what was the hardest lesson you learned from selling beats online?
I think that the hardest lesson probably is that the numbers don't dictate my success. You know what I'm saying? Like the sales on BeatStars don't dictate my like how good I am, or you know how, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like when, especially during those early BeatStars days, like when I was watching them interviews every morning and stuff, you get caught up in the just like the analytics, you know what I'm saying? And now it's kind of funny because like I probably looked at how I was performing more back then than I do now when I'm actually getting some traction. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, bro, I was just talking to, I just was texting Infinite yesterday. I told him, like, I probably post now and just don't try my hardest, like, not to look at my phone. You know what I'm saying? I post on 3 platforms, and then I just try to, like, you know, go back to, like, real life. Because, like, I don't know. And I think probably because there is so much going on now, it's like, I don't want to go on there and see, you know, you go on there, you see something that kind of throw you off. Now you're trying to get back to what you're doing and just think about that or whatever. You know, I'm just like, man, let me just post my stuff. Whoever gonna see it, gonna see it. And yeah, so that's a hard lesson. But I think if you can learn it if you can flip it into, you know, a positive takeaway, it can take you further for real. Because you know, you don't want to be that person who's trying to get somewhere and then. Man, there's this book I've been reading, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm one of those people who go off on tangents a lot. There's this book I've been reading. I'm gonna put everybody onto this, man, especially all my creators. I got it right here. It's called 3 Magic Words by U.S. Anderson. Go read this book if y'all are. I think everybody should read this, but I think if you're somebody who has a strong belief of self, but maybe has had a little bit of like, what's that word when you kind of like. Imposter syndrome, you know. Read this book, bro, because this book, there's a quote in this book that I've taken it with me a lot lately. It said, don't watch a, what it say? Don't watch, I don't remember it verbatim, but it basically say, don't watch the water to see if it's boiling. You know what I'm saying? Don't watch the pot to see if it's boiling. And I'm like, yo, that's it right there, bro. Like, why are we watching it? Why are we sitting here and trying to watch the paint dry? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no one is going dry.
It's gonna happen.
No one is going dry.
So yeah, I've been and if you guys need a reason to read that, not y'all, but like people watching, Nipsey Hussle said to read that book. That's where I got it from. So y'all should definitely go read it because Nipsey said so.
Nipsey said so.
Just because Nipsey says so. I'm finna go grab it right now. It's too late.
There you go. There's a couple people, man, where it's just like, hey, who cares? Like, who, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna read it because Nipsey said to. That's a good thing. That's the reason I got you to read. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
No, that's right. All right. I'm finna pull up another Keez clip. Let's get it cracking.
I usually don't make beats where I feel like, I don't know if this is hard or not, but I need y'all's help today. I started with this simple repetitive pattern in Analog Lab. I took all those and made it a loop, which you can get in that Keys to the Coast kit, available now.
Keez to the coast.
Keys to the
That
coast.
Keez name will take. I can do so much with the.
Yeah, you definitely hit the goal with that one. You definitely hit the goal with that one. Okay, so Keez, what's a normal cook-up day like for you?
Man, my daily routine. I'm the type of person that's like, I try not to get caught up in routines, but I do have like a schedule. You know, I'm just like, oh, if I don't stick to it, it's okay. But I wake up as early as I can. I try to wake up like around 7 or sometimes a little bit earlier. And then I've been trying to read in the morning, but I don't like force myself to. I just, if I feel like, you know, I can sit down and read this morning, I'm gonna do that. But I don't start my mornings by waking up and making beats anymore. Like I kind of like try to give my mind a chance to like wake up. Like I used to wake up and drink coffee immediately. I started waking up and just drinking water and just trying to like give myself like a whole hour before I actually like start, you know what I mean? So I take my time, bro. Like, and I'm thankful because I work from home too. So like, you know, I'm able to start work like a little bit later in the morning. So yeah, I wake up, check my email. I usually check my YouTube to see like, because I have a few type beat channels that I post on, so I'll see like how those doing, and if I want to post or whatever. And then I will edit my content for the day. I always edit my content the same day because like some days I feel like I wake up and I'll feel like this video might perform well today over this one, you know what I mean? So I'll do that. I'll get my posts out the way, and then I start making beats after that, and I'll eat something, and then I'll start making beats. And usually I'll be like, how do I feel today? I try to pick from my 4 bags so I don't feel over, you know, like stimulated with decisions or whatever. And then now that I got the NPC too, like I said, man, it's been, I'll start listening to music and just start thinking about stuff and Googling stuff and seeing who played this. And I got some records I've been going through. And so, yeah, if I'm on the MP, like it can get a little bit more, you know, like I'll start digging a little bit more. But if I'm in FL though, I try to stay just like I said, in one of those 4 bags and just not overthink it too much. Because I will do that to myself. I know a lot of producers have like ADHD or whatever, or what I like to call beat anxiety. I don't know if y'all experience that, where it's like you're about to start and nothing's stopping you from starting, but you just be like, no, like where to go? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'd be like, whenever I recognize that, I'm like, pick from one of the 4 bags, bro. It's that easy. You know what I'm saying?
See, when I get that, that's when I go sample searching. I just get to listen to the stuff, and I just go sample searching then.
I like that.
You think the NPC brings on more creativity or forces more creativity?
That's a good question, man. You know what? I wonder. For someone like me, I could say yes, because less is more. So, like I said, like if I have less decisions to make and I have less to really work with, aside from just like what the NPC allows you to do, then I feel like you can get real creative because you're not trying to use extra plugins, or you know, you don't have like whatever extra things to make it sound the way it sounds. You just got this box, and so. Yeah, but then like if you have a kid that was born in 2004 and they're making beats, like, and they are not even like, they may not even, their favorite producer from that time might be like Kanye, you know what I'm saying? It's like they don't even know like the family tree for real. So like they might look at the MP and be like, I don't really see how I can make what I make with this, you know what I'm saying? So I think it kind of just depends on who you are, or maybe like what type of beats you like to make. But I'll say this though, man, as somebody who, because I kind of started my producer journey like heavily involved like in sampling and seeing how people flip samples and knowing where samples came from. So that's why I like the flip samples in FL, where you've seen me do that, because I kind of just came up flipping samples. And as a person who samples, I feel like the MPC made my brain, it like unlocked a part of my brain creatively that like I didn't think of before when it came to like sampling stuff. Because now I'm like, oh, I can literally sample into this machine. Before I'm thinking like I gotta download this song, drag it into the DAW, and then my session starts. Like, yeah, bro, it's I don't think that people understand unless you were sample based that. Yeah, the ability to sample directly into this, it is different than me sampling on a DAW. It just is, bro.
You want to know what the crazy thing about it for me? Like, I love the workflow of my MPC, like my hands-on, how hands-on I am. But I just love the sound that come out of FL Studio with the hi-hats and stuff, like the way the rolls go and the way they just echo. It's a whole different sound for me. But the kicks and the bass hit harder on the MPC.
Yeah, that's what I'm learning now too on the MP. Like, bro, they have these emulators. Y'all know like the vintage effect emulators for like the older. So I'm like using those now, and I'm just like, oh, like I know it's not the exact same, but it's like I'm just starting to understand. Like, you know, I seen I don't know if y'all seen on the new Cole album. The Alchemist did that beat with Tim's and Future. Tim's, Future, Cole, and bruh, dang, I wish if you can pull up real quick, I think that y'all want to see this, but if you go on YouTube and just type in Alchemist, J. Cole, like new album or whatever, and there's just, I don't know what MPC this is, but my point of saying was like, I know that now producers use certain beat machines because of the sound, and I understand why, like what they mean now. Like, you know what I'm saying? There are certain producers who just will not use the newer versions of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because like it's not gonna give me what this gives me, you know what I'm saying? So
y'all know people who still use them like the 2000. Be like, bro, you're not gonna get this same gritty drum. You're not gonna get the sound like this ever, bro. Don't update your MPC. What is wrong with you? All type of stuff.
It's
like
true, man. I know the MPC one for me is like, and that's how I am with things. Like I was saying before with music, it's like I start where I'm comfortable, and then I go back and do some digging and see like, oh, if I need to go get the older one, then I will, you know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like that's where I like have to. There's a lot of people I feel like that the hip hop purists, they're like, gotta go and get the MPC 2000 and start with that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you gonna be, I'm like, you doing yourself a disservice, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So let's talk about how you build your beats. We going sample first or melody first?
I usually go melody first if I'm not sampling, but if I am sampling, then lately, when I was in FL, I would always go sample first, but now that I'm on an MP, I'm kind of going drums first now, because it's like, I like the feeling of playing the sample into the drums. It feels more like I'm using the MPC as an instrument, you know what I'm saying? So I've been doing that, but yeah, it can go either way though, honestly. Like, but yeah, I ain't gonna lie, like the MP has been making me, like, I had this beat from the other day, I was like, yo, I'm just about to start making drum loops on here and just putting them in FL and just like going crazy, like, cause it just hits and the you know, the time correction, just the feeling of the finger drumming is like, and I grew up playing drums, so I'm very familiar, like, I'm comfortable with that, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I don't know, man, there's no wrong answer, but I definitely, for the most part, unless I'm using MPC, it's gonna be like a melody type idea first, you know?
So how important is social media for producers like us today?
It's so important that if you're not using it, then I wouldn't even say that you should call yourself like serious for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay, and that's okay. I don't think that people should get knocked for not being. I feel like there's a lot of producers who feel like they gotta be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I don't know how to subscribe to that, but yeah, I do think that social media is. If you're trying to be taken seriously, you have to take your social media seriously.
Most definitely. I think it is, because it's not like we're sitting around listening to the radio anymore. You know what I mean? Like, people's literally sitting around in their phones all day. If it's not free advertisement, I don't know what else is.
It's true, man, and it's cool too when you. Social media is like a game. I feel like, you know, it's like I feel like for producers, it's hard because they always feel like they're against the numbers, and that's just not. I feel like that's the wrong game to play. If you treat it like, I like to say it's like a house almost. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think of like every video you post is like a little apartment or something like that. Like, and then some apartments, you know, might be a bad investment. Maybe you lost a little bit of money. In this case, it would be you lost time, because I don't think you lose anything but time if you post a video and it doesn't do well. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, cool. Okay, you made one bad investment. All right, boom. You got this video over here. This is doing all right. It's making me a few dollars, but it's not really doing too much. But then you post your one video that end up making you that money every year. You know, oh, this one's gonna, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and that be the video that gets you the connection or gets you, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I just feel like more people should treat it like that as opposed to like, you know, like I said, like a failure if it doesn't work out or if it doesn't do well. And another thing too is like, you can always repost the video. You know what I'm saying? You can always do some construction in that house and get it right. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else come in and now they want to stay there. So yeah, I try to just treat it like
renovate it. You can renovate the post.
Yeah, renovate that thing. Outside.
Yes, sir.
So why is it so important for you to share out your tutorials and your cookups?
It's that important, to be honest, and I'm not even trying to be funny when I say I think it matters that. You know, I do think that there's things that I can share that like my greatest thing to like content really is just kind of getting people to take it a little bit less seriously, I guess, like in terms of like, you know, just showing you that like you can do it too. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't know my full story, so maybe they don't see it like that. But like I heard Infinite say in his interviews with you guys, like I'm just somebody who, you know, he's probably the most regular producer guy for real. You know what I'm saying?
Bro said I'm just a regular dude.
His story's crazy. He talked about how he used to be a janitor, got fired, and started taking it seriously, and then, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, and so, yeah. You know, I feel like, yeah, I think that it's not really that important that I make tutorials, because I'm not telling y'all nothing that different for real. But I think that I show people that, like, even with this NPC journey, like, it's been, like, people seeing that somebody, I feel like when they see my posts before this, they know like this person's confident in their beats, and now they're seeing me kind of like take on something that I'm not so confident about, but it's like I'm still willing to like try and post and show y'all like what it looked like, you know what I'm saying, trying something new. That's like regular human stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to be that, like I want to just show people like, hey, I made beats and this is my process, and like if y'all are wanting to show your process more, like you can do that too. You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
Yeah. One thing I want to get to that point where there is a reason why. Like, what was your question? You said like, why is it important? I want there to be like an important reason for, you know, like when Infinite posts, his fans are like he's the West Coast god. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to eventually get to that point where it's like it is important for me to post, because if I don't, then this person feel like they didn't like eat today or didn't get they, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I can't listen to the podcast, that's how I feel. Damn, I didn't get my food today. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm pretty sure Keez Open Door got some fans that be like, bro, we waiting on that drop this week. We waiting on that drop today.
You're probably right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, y'all think you've been a little bit too humble.
Producers, I appreciate that, bro. Producers be quiet a lot. I am starting to see like some of the more regular commenters or people that interact with my stuff, but you know, it's like sometimes like even for myself, and I'm not the best example because I don't use content or social media the same way like a regular person does who doesn't post or whatever. But like I'll watch a video sometimes, and it'll be a great video. I'm like, yeah, this is hilarious. I might even share it with my girl, do something like that, bro. And I just keep scrolling. I'll be forgetting to like stuff. I'll be forgetting to engage sometimes. So it's like, I definitely feel like, you know, like you said, it's like you kind of just gotta remember that, yeah, of course there are people watching, even if you're not seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's a good one.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, okay. We on the Keez clip. What we got, what we wrote, what we pulling up. Let me see. Right here.
It's the second month of the year, and I'm challenging myself in the year 2026 to learn the MPC. Last time I updated y'all, I told y'all that I just feel like my mixes need to get better. But instead of worrying about mixing, I just been focusing on perfecting my workflow using the MPC. Every day, I just remind myself I'm a beginner. Now, it's only been a little over a month, but look what I'm making so far.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about, bro. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's like this video, to me, it's not like, it shows me making beats and it's like, shows like this guy using NPC, whatever. But that, I think, is like the video for real is to just show people like, oh, this person is getting comfortable with NPC. You know what I'm saying? That this is what the update is like, you know, whatever. And it's like, and I've seen people being like, yo, I need to get mine too. Or like, I bought mine and I need to, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's dope that like it kind of is just captures that like regular person feel of just, you know, trying stuff. Cause like, then somebody will see that and be like, man, I'm gonna go get my NPC and make a video today. Like, you know, and, yo, we are inspiring people to keep making beats. That's what I want to do. Y'all helping me figure it out. I want to just inspire people to keep making beats and show them that when you get nice to where you can make videos or you want to start showing your stuff, then show it, because you can just show it like this and people will, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh man, bro. As soon as I seen that you was picking up NPC, I was like, I want to message him and tell him, do this, do that, do this, do this.
There's a couple people hitting me and I'm just like, okay, but I need to like, and I appreciate that, man, because it's a lot to learn, bro. It really is.
It is, bro. It
really
is
a lot.
It is, bro. Bro, I'll tell you, like I bought FL and it's still sitting on my computer. I ain't used it not one time.
You gotta watch. There's actually an Infinite video. I always shout out Infinite, even when he's one of those people where like they be like, you know, people shout your name out when you're not there and whatever. That's one. Yeah. He got a video on FL, like a beginner tutorial. It's really good. Like if you need to learn,
I watched it.
Oh, you did?
Bro, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told Infinite. I was like, bro, I watch Infinite videos. I watch Keez videos.
Yeah, I'm just not on that FL yet, man.
I can't, bro. It's like the closest I got was checking my stems out, just throwing them on so I can line up my beat, because the way that you arrange is way better on the FL. I can arrange in like 2 minutes the whole song.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like on the MP, I'd rather get like you can arrange it and it'll be basic, but I feel like the real sauce is like printing it and like doing like the live performance, like, you know, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, so you got to switch up and stuff. So
yeah,
you can control the switch ups and stuff, yep. For sure. Yeah. For sure. Okay. So let's talk about the difference between making music with the artist, like for the artist, and selling beats at random, like just putting them out.
Like artists in the room, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I feel like the biggest difference is if you're working with artists that you have a relationship with, then it's always better because there's less pressure, number one. It's like, you know, you don't feel like you have to make something fast, or it has to like sound good the whole way through. You know, like we be making beats and be having like messing up sometimes, you know, stuff like that. So like, but yeah, like for me, from my experience, because I used to record artists regularly at my home studio, and so I would have people come through and we'd make beats in the session and just like, you know, and I think that when I'm working with artists, I'm like obviously trying to cater more to their vibe, like what they feel like, you know, doing that day or what their idea is or whatever. But then you have to be fast, you know what I'm saying? You can't, you don't have to be like, you know, 15 minutes or 10 minutes, I'm done, but like you gotta keep the energy and the vibe going. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, you got to know. I like to have like just little, like Tyler the Creator has this line where he says, I still got loopholes I use, nobody knows. I love that line because it's like, yeah, I always am going to have those things that are my go-tos where it's like, if it get bad, okay, I'm gonna do this, you know what I'm saying? Or like if it starts sounding a little, you know what I mean?
I know this works.
Yeah, so I would say definitely have those in the tuck for when you are working with artists, and especially when you were working with artists you don't have a relationship with, because you don't want to lose the vibe in the room. But when you're just making stuff for, it's even different when you're just making stuff for an artist and they're not there. You know what I'm saying? Like you could really like get in your bag and like, you know, just kind of be comfortable. So yeah, I would say that it's probably just more of a comfortability thing, but to try to work with those artists that you don't have that issue with, you know what I'm saying? Like, or that feeling with. I feel like that's one of the best music is game, you know what I mean?
Yo, what it do? It's your boy FDE Rain from over at Beat Boyz TV, and I'm here to let you know we're starting season 3 of Beat Boyz TV LLC networking podcast, and we need you to go ahead and fill this app out and be a guest on our show. If you're an artist, producer, or a DJ, or really any music creative, this is the show for you. This is the podcast, this is the platform to let everyone know what you got working with. So if this is something you're interested in, make sure that you go ahead and tap the link. Go ahead and tap the link, bro. Fill out the application and we'll get you on our show, man. Booking starts now, and me and Digi would love to have you. Go ahead, bro. Fill the link out. Sis, go ahead. Fill the link out. Season 3 starts now.
What lane do you feel like you're carving out now?
Oh man, yeah, I was telling y'all earlier, I'm like, that's where my head is at right now. It's I get to these points where like last year I was making, I feel like when I say last year, I mean from September to September, so 24 to 25. But it's like I was making just whatever, and I was like, I'm just gonna post content for a year and just see what does well on what platform. So on YouTube, I was seeing like one of my most viewed videos was a video of me, I think it was me breaking down one of my samples for like a Detroit type beat or something like that. And so I'm like, I'm gonna just focus on Detroit. Then I started making beats on MPC. I'm like, okay, I gotta post a video of me making beats on MP on YouTube. So I did that. And like I was saying, like that kind of went up a little bit. So I'm like, and then, you know, I'm looking at who's doing what. And there's not a lot of creators, especially like people that, I'll just say people that look like me. Like there's not really a lot of people that look like me that are NPC creators on YouTube for real. So there is a lane, and there obviously is a calling, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna see, I don't know, man. I can't stop making like, you know what I mean? I can't stop making Detroit beats, but like, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Look, this is the thing. I don't really be doing this for the money in terms of like, you know, we all want to get paid, but like, you know, on YouTube, I'm not on YouTube to make money, because if I wanted to make money, I'd go do something else. But I made so far $50 off of that one NPC video, right? That's the most money I ever made on a YouTube video. It would be foolish for me not to keep doing NPC videos. Like, I gotta do it. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta do it. But I would feel bad for the people who've been watching me, like, make Detroit beats and make like these types of things. Like, damn, bro gave up on us to make some boom bap. Like, they gonna be mad at
bro,
me.
do it on the NPC, bro.
Yeah, see, and that's what I was telling my girl. I'm like, yo, watch me. I'm gonna have to fuse the two. I say, how to make a beast type beat on MPC.
Bro, whenever you're ready, I'm gonna be. Hey, hit me up. Be like, you ready to do the collab video? I'm gonna do the collab video with you. We gonna do it.
Yeah, for sure.
They gonna do it, brother.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna on YouTube. Like I said, it'd be foolish of me not to lean into that. I might just have to start making more different type of beats on the MPC. But I think people want to see me use the MPC more than they care about seeing me use FL for sure. You know what I'm saying? Per se. I don't know.
But that's because it's different. Like everybody using FL. It's like, like you said, they seen something different. Oh, we finna see what bro could do. Plus, like me being an MPC user, I'm gonna tell you this now. Our lane, especially the music that we like making, like trap, like the music we like making, we're not gonna find a lot of MPC videos on it, bro. I done looked everywhere.
Yeah. And see, that's what I feel like for content, it makes sense to lock in on this because people need the videos and people aren't making them, you know what I mean? So don't be surprised if y'all see me kind of flood that. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't, I'm not hip on the, you know what it is? I'm too young. They gonna be like, yo, bro, you don't know nothing about, but nah, that's actually not true. Because the NPC community's been real receptive so far. But there are a lot of purists though. They be like, yeah, but you're not gonna, yeah, there was somebody that told me, you're not gonna get nice.
Don't get in one of them NPC groups on Facebook or nothing like that, because they'll be like, oh, what kind of stuff are you making? They hate me over there.
Saying, man.
Bro, every time I post a trap beat, they be like, where's the boom back?
Like, this is not what this was supposed to be for. Like, no.
That's exactly what it's like.
I was gonna say, go ahead, man.
I said the crazy part about that is that I make all kinds of music. Everything from trap, boom bap, all the way down to pop music,
house music, electronic music.
Yep. And I do it all with the MP3. Everything.
Yeah, see, they don't know that it's powerful, man. It really is. Like, I just try to think about what, like, I try to be like, if this was all I had, what would I make? You know what I mean? And then that's how I've been trying to treat it, because it's like, I mean, that's essentially what it was back then. They had
hard to hell with that box.
Yeah, the box. Yeah, everything was in the box, and you can do a lot with it too. So, yeah, we're gonna see.
They got GFTs and everything else that's coming into the box now too, though.
Yeah, and I just yesterday figured out how to connect my MIDI too. So now I'm like, I can like really play my bass lines and stuff. I'm like, oh, it's over with. It's over with. Yeah, Akai, holla at me, man. I'll be a sponsor, ambassador or something.
He said, yo, he's not showing wheel.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. So let's talk about what keeps you motivated when the music slows down. Like, what are you doing when you not doing music?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. Like, I think in my 30s, I've been trying to do like a lot of like, just figuring out who I am. I know that sounds kind of like corny and cliche, but it's true though. Like, I think that like, y'all know what I mean though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real thing. It's a real thing, especially at this age, man. And for me, it's been positive. I feel like a lot of people get here and then it's like that midlife crisis. Like, I don't believe in that. I believe that it's just like, you know, it's a good space. And so I've been trying to figure out like, what do I like doing that's not music? Because I really do sit in here every day, all day, you know. And then when it's done, I'm like, I just go to bed and wake up, do it tomorrow. But like, I've been focusing on being outside more. That's a huge thing. Like I told you, I moved to Georgia, so you know, I've been just going on walks. Like that's been something for me. Like I try to go on walks with my dogs. I try to, I play games. Like I play video games, but it's hard for me because it's like, I go in like swings. So it's like, you know, I'll play the game for like 2 weeks religiously, and then I just like won't play for like 4 months. And so it'll be like stuff like that where it's like, cause I'm telling y'all, like the work is still fun for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the music is still like, I don't ever feel like it's work. But it's like, I'd rather do this than anything else, bro. Like, you know, I used to be going out a lot and stuff because I was DJing. So I'd be like trying to find new spots, things like that. But I slowed down all of that, bro. Like my last year living in New York, not even lying, bro. Like I stayed in the house every single day, bro. I did not go. I went out like maybe like once or twice, but like it was for an event or like a birthday or something like that. But like I dead locked in, like I'm about to, you know what I mean? So yeah, I've been trying to figure out like what I like to do, and I've been trying new things, like, but it's hard to get away from what you love doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's healthy though, you know what I'm saying? It's healthy, it's like it's necessary. So I am still, even today, I'm like, it's nice out today. I'm probably about to go take a little walk after this and you know, enjoy it. I try to, because I do spend so much time working, I do try to enjoy the time that I'm not. Because I'd be like thinking like, you know, I could like be making a beat right now or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you gotta have balance though, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have balance.
Yeah, I gotta get that out of my mind sometimes, because I will be like, say like we out for dinner or whatever, I'm like, maybe like, what's wrong with you? Like, nothing. I'm like, oh, I got something to do for Beat Boyz or something, but I gotta find that time to kind of like block out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you do, bro. Like my girl has helped me a lot with that. She be like, turn your brain on. That's something that we like say.
Exactly what my girl be doing.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you gotta do that sometimes. I didn't realize like how healthy that is to just like not think about anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh, you could do that. It'd be like that. Yeah, for sure.
See, they be telling us like, they be trying to make jokes like, wouldn't it like men stop building houses and stuff like that? That really would be the issue though. It's like y'all want us to always be on work mode. We need to be able to turn our brain off sometimes. Like,
Exactly.
Especially as creators.
Especially as creators. We definitely need that break. Definitely need that break. For sure. So what does success look like for you personally?
Man, it looks like what it look like right now, man. This is it. You know what I mean?
I know that's right.
I'm telling you.
I know that's right.
And I'm not even joking, man. I'm so proud to be able to say that, bro. Like, you know, I don't even live off of music, and I still feel successful, bro. Every single day I wake up and I can just do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. And I know that my time will come where I'm able to eat off of this and be good, and I have to do nothing else. And I know that if that don't happen, then my purpose was to inspire somebody else to be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm really on that. Like, I just know that it's bigger than me. So I'm like, I'm cool with this being, if this was as far as it goes, or this is all it's supposed to look like, then this was kind of cool to me. I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? I'll be all right. But yeah, man, you gotta, I think for all my producers out there, whether you're popping or just starting or, you know, trying to figure it out, whatever, bro, success should always look like where you are in the moment, because if you can't appreciate that, then you're never gonna be able to appreciate what it looked like when you get to where you think you are successful. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, man.
Y'all heard it here first. Keez said it.
So what advice do you have for producers stuck in that tight beat box?
Figure out if you want to make beats for, like, if you're stuck in a tight beat box, meaning like you can't stop making beats that sound like basic or like type beats, or if you're saying like you can't stop making like one sound, I would say if it's one sound, then figure out if you want to make other sounds, and then if you do, then start exploring something close to what you're making right now that you can still kind of like, if you're posting like, you know, A type beat and then B is like in the same like field, then you can still kind of like, you know, make it work with what you're already doing. But if you're stuck in making basic beats and you're just trying to make like harder stuff or things that sound like more unique, start doing things differently. I know that sounds like easier said than done, but it's like, you can't do the same thing and expect different results, right? So if you're doing melody first all the time, start drums first. Or if you're not sampling, start sampling. Or if you're, you know, playing minor scale all the time, play major. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to start doing the opposite of what you're doing. And then, you know, like if you're using these types of drums, use these ones. You know what I mean? Like, just start doing things the opposite of what you're doing, and then you're gonna make stuff that's like, and take tips from people. Man, first start copying people, man. Honestly, start copying people.
No, on the side, for real though.
Yes, bro. I was just watching producers go to the studio and you know what they do? They listen to music. You know what I'm saying? Like these producers go to the studio, they listen to music, they get inspired, and they try to make things that sound like other things. That's all we've been doing for 50 years. However old. 50 years old, you know what I'm saying?
53, 50, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like that's exactly how you gonna get better. Like I remember me trying out FL Studio a couple weeks ago, trying to figure it out, download infinite packs, just making the same beat he making.
I'm telling you, bro, and that's how you, that's how you do it. And I like that, that's a thing now for real, because I know that it's kind of a hindrance, but it's like, you know, bro, like it was hard before when we was trying to figure out how to make beats and there weren't no tutorials, there weren't no, like, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have the producers that we could look to and be like, oh, like, I get it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, it's like, it was kind of like, there's pros and cons, but I do think that it's cool that we have those types of resources now, you know what I'm saying?
So what happens if an artist catches a major placement with one of your loops?
Man, now, you know, like, I feel like the older me, like, I guess my immediate thought was like, oh, if it happened and like I didn't know or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But like, I guess, yeah, what are you asking? Like, if it happens, like, what would I do?
Yeah, like, basically, what would you do?
And they didn't get permission to use it? Like they didn't buy it?
What would the process be? Like, what would the process for the artist be?
Oh, okay. So, yeah, like,
usually it's royalty-free loops, that type of thing, you know what I mean? So
well, I don't do royalty-free loops. I've only done free loop packs, but I've never done like royalty-free or anything like that. So like if a major placement happened, I'd get my split. I'd probably have to work for it just like anybody else, you know what I'm saying? Like lawyer games and things like that. Yeah, but I don't really like to do royalty-free stuff because I'm the type of person that if I were to use a royalty-free loop, I would still split with the producer. So like I wouldn't even put myself in a position where I wouldn't be like deserving or allowed my split because I believe in hip hop we should do pop splits, but that's a whole other conversation, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, I try to just keep it like fair down the board. So like, I'll holler my lawyer and then, go from there, just get my fee. You get a fee, right? And then you get your publishing. And if you're lucky enough, you get your cut on the master, and you probably don't get that, but that's usually how it goes working with the majors. From what I've heard, I actually haven't had any major placements yet, so
I was coming.
But yeah, I don't have I've been sending my stuff out enough, and enough of my stuff is on the internet to where like I feel like eventually I'll be able to speak more from a place of experience. But when it comes to working with independents though, man, I'll tell y'all like, yeah, if somebody uses your stuff, and a lot of times what happens is people will use your stuff and you don't really know. That's just how it goes now. I don't know why it goes like that. That's how it happens. But if I were you, I would say if you don't get a fee, then like an upfront payment for whatever was used of yours, then just ask for a little bit more on the split. And I would say don't make no real issue about things getting used, because I think that's what happens with producers a lot. Like we feel our attachment and our entitlement towards what we created. It's like, it's your baby, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I agree with that, and I understand. And I think that to be successful in this industry, you have to let go of that a little bit, at least until you get to a place where you can leverage your name a little bit. But like, if you're trying to be successful, don't ruin any opportunities off of, $500, $1,000. Even if it seems like a lot at the time, just just chill. You know what I'm saying? Because like things gonna work out as long as you get your credit and you get your split. You know what I'm saying? Like I got homies in the industry who are fighting over 5%, who are fighting over 2.5%. It takes them months. You know what I'm saying? It's like from what I've heard, I'm just like, yo, when it happens, be thankful for, you know, things getting placed, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying like get down or lay down, but I'm just saying like, you know, just you gotta
pick and choose your battles. You gotta know when to pick and choose your battles, man.
Gotta have leverage for sure.
For sure. Okay, so what's next for Keez, man? Talk to us.
Man, a lot of things. So right now, if y'all been following the channel, anybody who's been like following me, y'all probably heard me say, oh yeah, I got this deadbolt kit I'm working on. I got this kit right now that's like, it's like 50, I forget how much stuff is in there. There's 250 midis, right? And then there's like a bunch of other stuff. But one of my best performing kits over the last year was the MIDI kit. It's a free MIDI kit I did. So I'm like, I'm going to give them some more midis, but I got some other stuff in there. But I want to do like a really good rollout for this, like really good. And I have an idea for it, but I had to move, and I got to find somebody to help me shoot the trailer and stuff. So it's going to be like a thing. I just don't know when I'm going to do it though. So I'm like, I'm just taking my time with that. But in the meantime, though, I think
it's going to be a movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, I'm gonna do like a short film trailer. I got like this whole idea, and I don't even know why I want to do it, but I'm just like, I can't put this kit out until I do this, because can you imagine, like, you know, like producers do kits all the time, but nobody's ever done a short film for their kit though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's hard, bro. Like all that. I'm just like, this is where it comes. Like I'm just like, I start creating things and like, you should do it like this.
In the background music, gonna be playing all the sounds that's in all the MIDI that's in all the sounds. That's gonna be so fire.
Bro. I'm gonna have to, when I shoot it, before I drop, I'm gonna send it to y'all, so because y'all.
Bro, we need to see it. We need to see it.
I'm gonna do that, and then go ahead, bro.
I just got into using MIDI in my music and my production period, so like it's pretty cool messing with the MIDI.
Bro,
I would love to see how you do that on the MP too.
Bro, it's weird. It's real weird. It's real weird. It's
I can imagine.
It's real. It's real weird. Simple. No, every time I was just having this conversation with, I think JPad yesterday. Every time I put it into my piano roll, it jump into a new sequence.
Oh, if you try to put a second one in?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does do that.
Why can't I put it on a new track? Like, you know what I mean?
Use the same MIDI, keep using multiple MIDIs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I ran into that problem because I wanted to use more than one MIDI before. But I usually only use one MIDI.
Yeah, the way you got to do it is you got to start off using the MIDI, and then you can't say like if you wanted to use like a MIDI, anytime like some hi-hat MIDI or whatever. It's gonna make it start. It's gonna make it start on the next sequence. It's really weird.
That's weird because the even for me, and I'm sure there's an easier way to do it, but I'm like, I almost feel like if I don't make my drums on the first sequence, then I gotta like copy event, or something like that. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but yeah, I try to just I haven't used MIDI on the MP yet. So once you start playing with it a little bit more, you'll definitely figure out a quicker workflow to knock it out, bro. It's real simple once you get to it. I don't know about me and FL though. It's gonna be a while. Yeah, you know, that'd be a crazy video for us to do, is like teaching you FL for real. We should do something.
Hey, that'll be fire. That'll be fire.
Yeah, I think for me, what's next, man, is just between that kit and just focusing on learning the MP. You know, I'm gonna be probably releasing some music too, but I got a song that's out right now, but I'm not really like pushing it heavy. I'm kind of just been like recording content for songs and seeing, you know, like what happens, and then just kind of
go.
Yeah, find the music that way. So I'll just expect more content from me, more MPC, and eventually the Deadbolt kit will come with a short trailer film type thing.
Hey, send that song over here and we'll get it in rotation.
I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send you out the link.
Oh yeah, we definitely do like Saturday music reviews. We go live on like 4 different platforms. We try to get like all artists, producers, and DJs. You know what I'm saying? Really, all music creators send their music in, and we'll play it on our live, and we give them the little bit of advice we do, guys. We'll give it to them.
Are you guys stream on Twitch and stuff?
Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook.
Oh, okay, bet. Yep. All right, cool. I'm gonna start tuning in. Yeah, I just got hit. Like, I think I appreciate y'all for reaching out, man. For real.
Oh, bro,
I don't ever take stuff like this for granted. Like, I would never be one of those people who's like, see somebody reach out and just like dub it because whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
right.
Nah, it's love. So
Nah,
yeah,
brother.
I subbed on the channel and stuff, so I gotta keep an eye out for
I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, brother, man, you talented, bro. You talented. When I seen you, I was like, oh yeah, he's fire. We gotta get him on the show. Gotta get him on. All right, Keez. You got anything else for brother man Keez? Did you?
Appreciate you coming through, and it was definitely been a blessing. Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Likewise. Appreciate y'all.
For sure, brother, man. We done spent an hour and a half with you, man. We done got to know Keez from Alaska to the A to New York to Seattle. You know what I'm saying? We done seen the ups to the downs. You know what I'm saying? So we starting off on the FL to you venturing off and playing on the MPC these days. We done seen it all, man. I want everybody to go ahead and give a clap, a grand clap for my boy Keez Open Doors, man. For sure, man. All right, brother. We gonna put you off to the background. Give us about 2 minutes and we'll close off the show. Cool, brother? All right, brother. Everybody, Keez Open Doors. All right, brother. It's another one in the books, man.
Another one, brother. Another one.
Yes, sir. I want to thank everybody for tuning in right now, man. If y'all go ahead and check the description, we'll have Keez Open Doors, all his information in the description, man. I know what it is. Beat Boyz TV. We're networking is networking. It's your boy FDE Rain.
It's your boy Beats.
And we out this thing. Peace.